Hey everyone, the groundhog says 6 more weeks of winter, which isn't the worst thing in the world because it means I'm able to do some garden chores that I had been putting off, like winter sowing. So let's get to it. Winter sowing is a way to imitate nature's course of action, especially up here in the north, right? You have seasons, and one of those seasons are winter. You get really cold. So what winter sowing allows us to do is by planting our seeds in a jug, in a milk carton, I've seen it even in plastic bags, it allows us to get that cold stratification that a lot of seeds require, especially things like flowers. They tend to require that period of cold inactivity. A lot of people in other zones outside of 6 that get more time to grow will actually do this in the fridge. And there is options on some of these flower seeds that say, hey, start them in the fridge if you don't have that cold stratification period naturally. So what we're going to do is make these into mini greenhouses. And I'm sure I've posted this on this channel before, but if you're new, it's going to be super simple. We're going to take this plastic off and then cut around so that you have a hinge, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's what I'm left with. I took that paper off, and then there is a hinge so that this opens. And the reason we do that is so that when we go to transplant in the spring or in the summer, it's much easier to do that when I can just kind of move the lid out of the way. So I'm going to poke a couple drainage holes, fill this with potting mix, and plant my seeds just like I would any other potting method. Also remember that your standard potting mix that you buy from the store, while it might look damp, it's hydrophobic, so you need to mix it with water before you put it in your container for better absorption later down the road. So our containers look just like this, nothing fancy. You don't have to completely fill this with soil, just enough, right, so the roots have somewhere to go. And then I'm going to sprinkle maybe 4 or 5 seeds in each of these containers. So today I'm going to be doing self-heal or heal-all, and then some skull cap, specifically Mad Dog skull cap for flowers, because these guys take long time to germinate and they require cold stratification. I would not do this process on something like hot peppers. Even though they take a long time to germinate, they need heat. This process is not going to give them that. Next, I'm going to top these off with some snow. And the reason being is not only is this going to keep them cold, but as the snow melts, it's going to make sure that the seeds stay damp and they're able to continue that germination process. We sealed them, we labeled them, took the caps off, and that is it for the 2026 growing season we have started. I'm going to just leave these outside in the snow where they're going to get sun. They're going to get watered from the snow. That's why we leave the top open and some of that snow that's melting. And snow is actually a really good insulator as well. So we have all those factors that we need. So thanks everyone for following along. Keep you updated. Talk to you guys later. Bye everyone.